in this episode of Footballers' Lives. The little boy who became a giant of the game. David Beckham's bad hair decade. And the power brokers of football. The show that takes you off the pitch and into a world of glitz, wealth and high drama. This is Footballers' Lives. Growing up in Argentina in the 1990s, there was only one icon to worship: Maradona. Hundreds of thousands of children kicking balls in the streets dreamt of following the greatest player the South American nation had ever seen. None came even close to emulating him. But the unthinkable might yet happen. Lionel Messi might one day be rated the equal of Diego Maradona.
For me, his name means the same than for any other Argentinian. What Diego gave to Argentina is unbelievable, and also what he means as a player. I think there will not be another player like him, and to be honest, Maradona is an icon for Argentina. He is the most important figure, and obviously he means that to me as well.
As a forward or winger for Barcelona in Spain's La Liga, and for Argentina's national team, Messi has proven himself in the top handful of players anywhere in the world. But it's the comparisons with Maradona which create most discussion on the social networks. In fact, Messi's football is about the only thing the social networks can focus on. For such a huge international star, he's been able to keep his private life extremely private. You hardly ever see him on the red carpet, and paparazzi shots of him with his striking girlfriend Antonella Raposo are few. Speculation about Messi's relationship with Raposo has been inconsistent. At the start of 2011, it was suggested their romance was shaky, but at the end of the season, there were rumours they were to be married. And despite the Spanish temptation that surely awaits such a prominent sports star, it seems Messi's heart is a patriotic one. He was first linked to a beauty from his hometown of Rosario, then to Argentine model Luciana Salazar, before meeting Raposo, who was also from Rosario. Like Maradona, Messi's story had humble beginnings. Rosario is 240 kilometers northwest of Buenos Aires, and the young Messi began playing from the age of 5 in a side managed by his father. Messi's first youth club was Newell's Old Boys, and his prodigious talent and one of Argentina's biggest clubs, River Plate, soon had him on the radar despite his small physique. At 11, he was diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency, and his family was told he would require expensive medical treatment if he was to achieve his dream of being a professional footballer.
I had a growth problem that consisted in a hormone that was dormant, so I needed a special treatment. I had to inject one substance every night in order to keep growing as normal. The truth is that it was not a handicap for me. I was 11 when I started the medical treatment, and I faced up that this is something normal in my life. I got used to it, but it was never an obstacle to play football or to carry on with my personal life.
What did become a problem was the expense. River Plate was unwilling to pay for his medical treatment. Enter FC Barcelona, who offered to pay for his $1,500 per month bills if he would move to Spain. Leaving home at such a young age was difficult, but Messi moved to the Catalan club to train with the youth team.
It was a very tough change. We had to confront many difficult situations, and we missed a lot of the people from our country, but the decision was mine. When the whole family had a meeting to take a decision, they asked me if I wanted to continue the treatment here or go back to Argentina, and I didn't have a doubt. I came to Barcelona to achieve my dream, and with lots of sacrifice, I've done it. Today I'm here, thank God.
Though he still stands only 170 centimeters tall, Messi has grown into a giant of the game. He made his first appearance for Barcelona at age 16 and his La Liga debut at 17.
It was my dream to be part of the professional team. It occurred very fast, and the truth is that I didn't expect it, not so early. But it was really nice. I made my debut, and then I kept working with calm, as always, working hard. Later on, I had more chances until I finally stayed with the professional team. Every one of the moments were really nice.
Messi has won La Liga in his first 2 seasons, and he quickly accumulated other team and personal honours, including 3 Champions League titles, 2006, 2009 and 2011, the Olympic gold medal for Argentina in 2008, and 3 more La Liga titles. Then, after 2 top 3 finishes, he won successive Ballon d'Ors in 2009 and 2010, and was World Footballer of the Year in 2009-10. Adidas put him at the head of its massive marketing lineup, and in 2009 he signed a new deal with Barcelona, taking his salary to 11 million euros a year with a buyout clause of 250 million euros. That's $337 million US. Leo Messi sits atop the world game, and the great irony, of course, is that the man he sought to be so early in his life is the man who would coach him in the Argentine national side towards the 2010 World Cup. Messi and Maradona share a mutual respect.
Sí, tuve muchas veces con Diego alguna vez y...
Yes, I stayed many times with Diego, and he always advised me very well. He taught me to enjoy football, to fit in well, and to enjoy my professional career, which is very short. He also advised me during the last World Cup, and his advice was very important to me.
And also taking him back to his roots is the Fundación Leo Messi, the charity in his name which brings sick Argentinian children to Spain to receive proper medical treatment.
It consists of helping Argentinian children. We have places where they can eat and live with doctors to help them. And we try to bring those seriously ill children to Spain to operate them and cure them here, which is unable to do in Argentina. We are constantly trying to help those children on the streets that have absolutely nothing, and in Argentina there are quite a
lot indeed, and all of them with a ball at their feet, dreaming of becoming not Maradona, but Lionel Messi. Time for trivia now, and we go back to our main feature story on Lionel Messi, who at the age of 14 signed with A. Boot manufacturer Nike, B. Barcelona's daily newspaper, El Periódico, C. Barcelona FC's shirt sponsor, Qatar Foundation, D. Boot manufacturer Adidas, E. Pepsi soft drink manufacturer. The answer after the break. Welcome back. And while today he is the football face of Adidas, Lionel Messi signed his first sponsorship deal with Nike. The lives of the wives and girlfriends in football can be as public as the footballers themselves, as with David and Victoria Beckham, or the on-again, off-again coupling of Ashley and Cheryl Cole. Frank Lampard's relationships don't draw the spotlight quite like the Beckhams and the Coles, but the media still show more than a passing interest. Ellen Rivas was the first to cheer Frank on from the stands, a Spanish model with whom he has 2 children, Luna and Ida. The couple were together for 7 years, but in November 2008 the pair split. Reports differ, with media claiming that Rivas earned anywhere between £1 million and £12.5 million in settlement fees from Lampard's estimated £32 million net worth. That's $49 million US. All went quiet between the pair until the following year, when he was involved in a confrontation on London radio, after newspapers had accused him of converting their family home into a bachelor pad, while Rivas and their children were living in a small flat. Lampard phoned in, objecting to the criticism and asserting that he had fought tooth and nail to keep his family together. But it wasn't long before Lampard became involved in a relationship with Christine Bleakley in 2009. And at the 2010 Glamour Awards, she she spoke of how her life has changed since dating the England international.
But are you a football fan yourself? And to be honest, I have never been a huge fan until recent times, and I must say I can understand how it absolutely takes over people's lives, because it's a passion that you cannot help but just get sucked in by. And I've been to lots of matches recently, and I'd only ever been to one football match before in my whole life, and it's been amazing. I can understand why people cry, why people love it, why people laugh, why people just go through a whole range of emotions within 90 minutes, because it's fantastic. I'm quite a football fan.
Briefly as a British television presenter, who was awarded the title Top TV Host at the 2010 Cosmopolitan Ultimate Women of the Year Awards. Her status as a popular figure in Britain was firmly cemented, and since the announcement of their engagement in June 2011, the couple have become one of the major duos in the game. Over David Beckham's football career, he has worn the shirt of the world's greatest clubs, graced the hallowed turf of the biggest stadiums, and represented his country over 100 times. This deadball specialist is married to a pop star, has 4 young children, and a huge personal wealth. Famous for his raking right foot, his sublime crosses, and his leadership on the pitch, there is another aspect of Beckham's life for which he is best known: his hair. On this episode of Footballers' Lives, we take a look back at some of Beckham's hairstyle. The good, the bad, and, well, some just plain ugly. In 1997, Bex was just starting to make a name for himself in the Manchester United shirt, after scoring a memorable goal from the halfway line against Wimbledon.
Time for Manchester United with Beckham! That's absolutely brilliant! Take a bow, David Beckham!
Bex, the brand, was slowly rising. During this time, he sported a schoolboy flop, or a classic girl's hairstyle. Beck's next famous hairstyle was a stark contrast to his previous hairstyle. The long golden mane was gone, and the schoolboy look was well and truly finished. It was time for a razor-sharp buzzcut. This style has managed to pop up again and again over the years, a staple in his hairdressing repertoire. It's 2002, it's a World Cup year, and David Beckham is the English captain. He started a worldwide craze by sporting another famous hairstyle: the Hoxton Fin, or the cockatoo, or the faux hawk as it was most commonly known. A phenomenon which swept the globe. It prompted a vast range of copycats to ask for a Beckham cut at their side. We're all guilty of fashion mishaps throughout our lives, but this would have to have been one of David's least popular follow choices. The cornrow, usually sported by hip-hop stars and rappers, Beck somehow thought this would be a good idea. If anyone could pull it off, though, it would be Beckham. We're just not sure if he did. The chicken, or jettle, as branded by the media, Mr. Beckham has morphed a few of his previous styles and rolled them into one. Short on the sides, like his buzz cut, and longer on the top, more akin to his faux hawk, the chicken is up there with the cornrows in Beckham's follicle mishaps. And with maturity has come the greaser. A far better look than the previous chicken mishap, wouldn't you agree? A 50s throwback, slick, sleek and sexy, Beckham's latest do is very clever indeed. And there's likely to be plenty more styles to analyse in the future. What can a goal do for a player? Take the 3 top goals from the Premier League during the 2010-11 season. This audacious volley against Stoke City is one to be remembered, and was certainly the strike that secured Spurs winger Gareth Bale the PFA Player of the Year award, as voted for by his peers. Despite interest from other, arguably bigger clubs, it was Tottenham that rewarded him with a new contract, even though there were 4 years remaining on his current deal. Johan Elmander's spectacular goal against Wolves came in at number 2 in the Premier League list of goals of the season, but it seems he did nothing for his status at Bolton Wanderers. With strikes like this one coming few and far between, the Swedish striker moved on to Turkish side Galatasaray at the end of the season. But the undoubted best goal of the season was Wayne Rooney's overhead kick against Manchester City.
Rooney! Oh, wonderful! What a goal!
It probably had the biggest effect too. After a slow start to the season, and the media critiquing everything United's star player did off and on the pitch, this superb strike demanded respect, silenced the critics, kick-started his season, and most importantly, cemented his position in United folklore.
One of the great goals in the history of the derby.
Time for trivia. And earlier we looked at Frank Lampard. Most know he's the son of former West Ham United great Frank Lampard Sr. But what other relative does he have inside the world of football? Is it A, current West Ham manager Sam Allardyce? B, former West Ham manager and current Newcastle boss Alan Pardew? Or C, former West Ham manager and current Tottenham boss Harry Redknapp? The answer after the break. Welcome back. And Chelsea midfielder Frank Lampard is related to a prominent Premier League figure. Former West Ham manager and current Spurs boss Harry Redknapp is Lampard's uncle. That makes ex-England international Jamie Redknapp Lampard's cousin. To lives and lists now. And this week we're looking at the most profitable clubs to determine football's biggest power brands. It's a case of the men behind the money and the money behind the men. All price quotes are in euros by the millions. Juventus come in at number 10. The Turin club has suffered since returning to Serie A after the match-fixing scandal of 2006, but their immense popularity has maintained their position in the top 10. One of only 3 Italian clubs listed on the Borsa Italiana, with the Agnelli family positioned as the key power brand. Winning an unprecedented treble in 2010, Internazionale sits at number 9 in the Deloitte rankings, increasing revenue by 28.3 million, or more than 10%. Owner and president Massimo Moratti has met with great success since taking over in 1995. Despite another trophy-less season, Liverpool sits in 8th with a total revenue of 225.3 million. And after the club's recent power struggles at the top, Fenway Sports has emerged with a clear aim to restore the club to its former glory. In 7th place it's Milan. The Rossoneri reinstated themselves as the powerhouse of Italian football with 235.8 million. It's no wonder when you're owned by the Italian Prime Minister, Silvio Berlusconi. Chelsea is at 6, earning a total of 255.9 million. Under the financial rule of Roman Abramovich, Chelsea's big spending ways have been forced to adjust to UEFA's new fair play rules in recent times. Another English club is at 5. Arsenal has come a long way, earning 274.1 million in footballing revenue. Arsene Wenger has managed the club since 1996 and has revolutionised the club's long production line of young talent. While others may control the purse strings, he's the big guy. In 4th spot, with 323 million, Bayern Munich is the only German club in the top 10. They take the lion's share out of German football, and with their balanced supporter-based ownership, they won't be moving anytime soon. Manchester United lies in 3rd place, with its powerful market across most of Asia and the most powerful manager in the Premier League, Sir Alex Ferguson. The Red Devils amassed 349.8 million, despite the debts amassed by the Glazer family. With players such as Messi, Xavi and Piqué in their ranks, it's no surprise Barcelona sits in 2nd place. It's the supporters who own and operate Barcelona. With football revenue totalling 398.1 million, combined with their ties with UNICEF, the club holds the power in the footballing world. The first team in any sport to top over 400 million in revenue is Real Madrid, a club club in distress in recent years through constant power struggles at board level. But with Florentino Perez ushered back into the presidency, the club seems to be heading in the right direction. Two lives were different then. And we take a look at one of the most talented footballers to ever play the game. But Paul Gascoigne has certainly not had it all his own way. While it was good, it was very good for the Geordie as Gazamanians swept through England after the 1990 World Cup, when he was named in the All-Star team for the tournament. It was his fearless, talismanic performances at the finals that earned him so much praise. Speaking in 2010, former England great Chris Waddle said, "The great thing about Gaza is that he didn't respect who he was playing against. He didn't even know who he was playing against. When I mentioned Rijkaard, he thought it was a country." Gaza tried his hand as a pop star, achieving the biggest hit by an individual player when he reached number 2 with the single Fog on the Time, Revisited, in 1990. It was the height of Gazamania, and it took him on tour around Europe with the heavy metal band Iron Maiden. That wasn't the only pursuit Gaza had outside of football though. His name was used to brand 2 video games, and he was featured in an advertising campaign to promote the Fabergé brand, Brut. Gaza has had an active role in charity since his retirement from the game in 2004, visiting Botswana on behalf of the FA's International Outreach Group, where he played football with the children from the SOS Children's Village in August 2006. He participated in a charity football match between England and Germany in 2009 to help raise funds for the Sir Bobby Robson Cancer Fund. Through his life, though, Gaza has almost been his own charity case, undergoing therapy for bulimia, obsessive-compulsive disorder, bipolar disorder, and alcoholism.
Paul does have a catalogue of mental health problems, and I think the most prominent one is depression, bipolar, manic depression, which is an absolutely devastating mental health problem to have, and that, coupled with addictions, for example, alcohol, together, the mix is devastating. It's devastating on the person. It's hard for them to break the cycle.
Gaza has always spoken openly about these problems, but particularly towards the end of his career, as he admitted how hard it was to cope with not being the player he used to be.
Apart from football, right, what you used to do, this is for kids now, for players who are 30. Start making plans 3 years before you pack in. I didn't. I started drinking, and then I got panic attacks. Started getting panic attacks, and I went to rehab for that. And it was diagnosed as panic attack, and then bipolar, and it was just these mood swings, because I couldn't play, It was just a blur them 4 or 5 years, but football was my life.
The demons that he faced led to many more problems with his health, legal and financial issues, and family. Gaza married his longtime girlfriend Cheryl in Hatfield, Hertfordshire in 1996. They have a son, Reagan Paul Gascoigne, who was born that same year, and Gaza adopted Cheryl's 2 children from her first marriage, but it didn't last. The couple divorced 2 years later in 1998, and in an interview with a Sunday newspaper, Gascoigne acknowledged that he regularly beat Cheryl. An issue central to Gaza's decline as an athlete and increasing mental health problems with his inability to occupy himself when not playing football, as described in his autobiography, Gaza, My Story. And in a 2005 BBC documentary, Life After Football, Gaza confessed that retiring from football had ripped his heart out. But when his heavy drinking and various antics are ultimately forgotten, Gaza's immortality throughout the footballing world will be for all the best parts. The way he played, celebrated, and loved living the footballer's life.
What a sensational strike! And after all the troubles he's had,